John Cottrell here from Breakthrough Leadership. Today we're going to talk about the deepest level of the unconscious mind and how that impacts your performance. If we talk about values levels, most people have heard of the word values, they know what a value is, but values levels is something different, and this comes from the work of a psychologist, Claire W. Graves. Claire, in fact, was a man. And these values levels, if you think about them, they about eras in human evolution. So the first values levels are associated with what we call the agricultural era from 10,000 years ago. Then the next couple of values levels are about the industrial era, so from the dawn of the Industrial Revolution. And the top values levels that apply to most of us today are from the information age. So you've got these three eras. Obviously underlying those eras are our human instincts, how we react instinctively. It's about acceptance and rejection. And then we look at how all these different factors interplay and cause us to not access the level of potential, the level of performance that we're really capable of. Now, one thing to remember is at each level there are both group values and individual values, and depending on things that have happened to us in our life, we will gravitate towards more individual values or potentially more towards group values. We will also have those unconscious thoughts which say that we like that or we don't like that. We call it towards or away from each of those things, so both group and individual. So you can now see that there's three levels, three eras, and in each era there's group values, there's individual values, and there's what we're for and what we're against. Yeah, so we can actually build up a fairly comprehensive picture of what our values levels are, whether we're for or against them, and whether we're more group or we're more individual. And all of this is being processed by our unconscious mind, completely unbeknown to us, but it's absolutely influencing our performance. And my premise is that actually no one's really looking at this stuff to understand themselves and to work out how much are my thoughts, which are coming from these unconsciously held values levels, how much are they helping me achieve what I want to achieve, and how much are they hindering me from achieving what I want to achieve. So if you find things a struggle, or if you feel conflicted, maybe one of the things you need to do is do a values levels assessment. It really only takes about 45 minutes to do that and get some clarity on really what's holding you back. One team, two directors running this really successful business, and in their pasts you could see a values level conflict between them because one was much more of a group focus, the other was much more of an individual focus. So they both reacted to similar upbringings, but they'd reacted in diametrically opposing ways. And so this sets up a clash at an unconscious level, and they couldn't understand why they had these disagreements going on. And when we showed them the values levels and how one was towards and one was against, it was clear that their response to things in their past was setting up this conflict for them. And then once we could bring that conflict to the surface, we could work out how to dissolve it and what mechanisms to put in place to make sure that that conflict didn't come back. So if this is something that applies to you, do get in touch. Otherwise, do comment below, give us a like or a share, and we'll see you on the next video.